This is Dave Query coming at you from my kitchen here on Fox Lake near Detroit Lakes, Minnesota. And I've actually got my daughter filming for me today, and I've been doing a Journey to Health series that I started here about a little over 2 weeks ago now, and started off with one dietary plan, and I've moved to a different one that allows me to actually eat, but eat healthier and move along that path rather than a system that I was using that felt very unnatural and left me very, very hungry all day. And one of the things that I do on a daily basis that a health coach has been helping me out with is I make a citrus tonic. I guess that's what I'm calling it. I don't know what else to call it. It's basically a mixture of several different kinds of citrus that you blend together and drink, and it he says it it coats your insides and gets you kind of lubed up for the day. And I've found that it actually helps me with, oddly enough, my acid reflux. I've been off of the Prilosec that I was on for most of 15 years, and in kind of studying and looking, things like even natural apple cider vinegar or citrus, the last couple of days I actually haven't been taking this. In the last couple of days I've been paying for it, but I was also eating poorly. Had some family medical issues and just wasn't eating right. And so at night I'd lay awake not feeling well. And so today I'm getting back on the horse here with this. And what I'll start with here is, you don't have to, but this is what I do. I take a microplane grater and I zest all of my citrus before I squeeze it. And then I take and leave that to dry, and I take that and make a spice rub with it. Well, I mean, it's basically salt, pepper, citrus. Throw some herbs in there like thyme and black pepper, and grind it all together, usually using my mortar and pestle here. And so with that, I'll just show you quickly. I've already zested this grapefruit the other day, and I'll just squeeze that right in. And with grapefruit, there's usually not any seeds anymore. And you can take any combination of citrus that you want. I just happen to have all these on hand, so I'm going to use them all. And you can get a little bit of the pulp in there too. Now this is a cup for a NutiBullet, which you can see behind me over there, and we'll run it through there. I've already got a little bit of ice in the bottom. I like a little ice in there, gives it kind of a a smoothie feel. And I'll get rid of that. And then when you zest a citrus fruit, you just want to give it usually one pass over each spot, because otherwise you get the you get into the pith, the white stuff, and that's quite bitter. So just take one pass at each, and we will quickly move through these zesting of each fruit here. Go. And you want to be especially careful with the limes, because the pith on a lime is particularly bitter. And you don't necessarily have to get it all, just get as much as you can. And the limes are kind of hard, so it'll take a few more passes. They don't kind of squish and mold to the grater as well as the other orange and lemon. And here we go with the orange. This particular orange I got is a Sunkissed variety, and God, I can't can't remember, I think they call it like a super orange or something like that. It's kind of a mix with a almost a blood orange, I believe. It's a real pink color, almost looks like grapefruit, and it's a little sweeter than most oranges, and it's supposed to have some you know, extra vitamins or something going on in it. And then once you're done grating, you'll notice the back side of your grater is kind of furry, so I just take and bang it on the edge, and then we'll just rinse it under the faucet when we're done. And then what I do is I just take the zest here, and I just kind of mix it up. And depending on the time of year and where you're at and how humid it is, it's winter here in Minnesota, and that means the inside of the house is very dry, so I'll just take it and I just set it over here, kind of an out of the way place, and usually within 24 hours it's just bone dry, and you can just crumble it up into a you know, fine powder if you want. And so now what I'm going to do is take, and the lemons in particular are always very seedy, as you can see, and usually I'll roll them to kind of bust open the little packets of juice in there, and I'll do that especially with the lime. This lemon is actually pretty soft here. My daughter's reminding me of that. And what I do is just squeeze them, and to really get all the juice out you can, a fork helps to just kind of work it in there and get all the juice that you can. And I do it into a dish because then I can save the seeds from getting in there. You know, you see like Rachel, she'll just squeeze it like this, and I just find it easier this way. Because if you squeeze it upside down, you know, the seeds kind of stay in it, but I just like squeezing it into something, and then I'll strain it through once I'm done. There we go with the orange, and again you won't see any seeds here, so we'll just get that juice in there. With the first half of the orange I squeezed it, but I like having a little body to my to the drink, so I will take, usually if I have like halos or there's many different names, the little tiny like tangerine type oranges, they peel real easy, and I'll just take the whole orange and, you know, little orange, and throw it right in there. So this particular type of orange doesn't like to peel very well, so I'll just take my knife and peel it like so. And try and leave, you know, as much of the pith, the white stuff, off as possible. Again, it's bitter. And I'll just take that and throw it right in. I'll discard. And here with the lime, I'll take it and roll it. And another way to really, especially limes or any citrus, if you want to juice it, is throw it in the microwave for say 30 seconds, and you want to stab it so it doesn't blow up on you. And if it doesn't matter that it's immediately it'll be hot, it actually busts the little juice packets that are inside the or juice modules, whatever you want to call them, that are inside the citrus. But today we'll just I rolled it around and busted them up good, and now it should juice all right. Now that we've got everything juiced here, I'm just going to take it through a fine mesh sieve here and pour it right in. leave the seeds, mush out the what we got in there. Set that aside. See, I'm going to be having some steel cut oats over here I cooked up. If you've never had steel cut oats, folks, go to your bulk food section or your natural food section and you'll find them. It's like the whole oat kernel that's just been sliced instead of flattened and rolled like what everybody sees as oatmeal. And it is good and hearty and chewy, and I like to cook it a little bit, what most people would consider underdone. I like to have a little bite to it, but anyway, that's another thing. So we got our tonic here, and I like a little bit of sweetness. Sometimes I use Truvia or stevia. It's a natural, no-calorie sweetener. But today I'm just going to use a little bit of natural, unfiltered honey. If you don't know it, most of the honey, the little bears that you get in the store, a lot of honey companies have gone to giving you probably half, at least, corn syrup, and the rest is actual honey. If you can find local raw honey, this is from the region. There are so many benefits to having real honey. The honeybees get, it's almost like a natural antihistamine. People that are allergic to everything, honeys with natural bee, honey. If you get it before it's all cooked and filtered and everything else, it's got the pollens and stuff right in it that gives you kind of a natural resistance to the stuff floating in the air during allergy season. But I'll just take a scoop and you'll see it's actually quite firm because it's got the wax and the propolis and all the good stuff in it. I'll just take about a teaspoon of it and throw it in there. And then we'll take it over to the NutiBullet here. And I suggest, I'm not a NutiBullet salesman, but I suggest that you get one. You can make so many juice. I mean, it's better than a juicer because you get all the fruit. I mean, I take out the seeds and the stems, but you literally can put those in if you wanted. But the skins and everything on, say, apples and other things that the skins are edible on. And so I'm gonna put this blade on. It comes with a couple of blades, this one, and then there's a milling blade that you can use for like grinding coffee and spices and such. But we'll throw this on and just give it a quick buzz here. I'll just take it off, and a lot of times you'll have to give it a good crank when you're opening it, because all that action in there creates a bit of suction. And these are about $100 at Walmart and or whatever discount store you use, and they are well worth it. Everybody thinks, or a lot of people think, that it's just a blender. Well, this super duper base here cranks that blade around at like 10,000 RPM, and that's about 10 times faster than the average blender. And there we go. Got you can see it's got a little bit of body to it there with the pulp and such that I left in there from that half a whole orange. And there we go. Cheers. It's got a zing to it, and depending on how your tolerance for tart, you can add more. Let's say, like I said, I sometimes use the Truvia, but the honey is great for you. Add a little more, but it certainly wakes you up when you got that nice tart. And I have truly found that it is, you know, helping me in my quest for better health. And so, you know, cheers to you, and we'll see you on the next video. You take care.